Hi, my name is Samantha Gump from Sims 4 Nexus, and I thought it would be neat if it were easier for people to just recolor some meshes without having to redo all the texturing and whatnot. So I've decided to upload some files as .psp and .psd. So if you are using PaintShop Pro, you're going to use the PSP image, and if you're using Photoshop or Paint.net, you need to open the .psd. So this tutorial is for the PSP image because I have PaintShop Pro, as you can see. I do not have Photoshop, so I know Photoshop uses color actions and other things which I don't really know much about or know how to use. So I'm just going to show you how I do this, and I still think it's pretty simple. So first of all, let's go ahead and open up your mods folder, because in order to recolor the socks that I have selected, you're going to have to first copy the file from your mods folder. So this is the Sims 4 mods, and then that's the folder it's in mine. So you're going to copy it, and then you're going to go to, and I'll show you here real quick, Documents, Sims 4 Studio, Mods. Okay, and then you're going to right click, and let's paste. Okay, so there we have socks 03A. That's what this file is called. So it's in there. So now let's go ahead and open up Sims 4 Studio. There was an 03, but it didn't work as well. That's why the version I uploaded was 03A. All right. So now we're going to go to where it says CAS here, cast, create a sim, create cast standalone. Let's click there. Okay, so now to make this easier to find, let's go to age toddler, part type, let's find socks. There they are. And select this. These are all also just recolors of this. You only need to select one. So you can select that main one. Okay, and now you're going to want to save this in your mods folder. So go back, Electronic Arts, Sims 4, mods. This is your recolor. You call it whatever you want to call it. I'm going to call it socks recolor. And it'll save that as a dot package. If you were to do this recolor and upload it somewhere for others, you would be uploading this file, the package here, the dot package. So go ahead and save. Okay. Now you can see it's opened up, and you can see the socks here. Also, this beautiful custom model toddler was created by Fiona, and you can also download her instead of the standard one, and I will provide a link in the description for this. Okay, so recolor. What we're doing with the recolor is we're essentially changing the diffuse map here. That's this. So we can actually minimize this for now. I just wanted to get it open and get it ready. So let's minimize this, minimize these other windows, open up PaintShop Pro, and here I have the file. So to clarify this file, you drag it into PaintShop Pro or double click it to open it, whichever, it doesn't matter. Okay, so you can zoom in with the wheel, scroll up and down with the scroll bar here. Okay, so first I'm just going to go over some of these layers here. The first layer should be invisible. I called it UV layout. If you click on it and you click right here to select the little eye to see it, this is actually the UV map. This is how it's mapped to the mesh. So when you look on here, you can see the outline, like this is the bottom of the feet, here's the top of the feet, and then up here you can see the part where I had changed the mesh to make it have more folds and whatnot on there. So we want to leave that invisible when we save it out, otherwise it'll show up in our finished product, which we don't want, but it's there as a good reference to see where exactly the cutoff is for your texture. The next one that we're going to be dealing with is color. This is where you're going to change the color. Just to show you, if you click the eye here to make it invisible, underneath you'll see the next one is my material, which is just like cotton. I don't know. So if you turn that off and look under that, there's my shading, and that was baked in Blender. So let's put the material back, let's put the color back. So now this is super easy. Let's change the color. So all you have to do, make sure the color layer is selected. You're going to scroll down over here and go to the flood fill tool. I'm not sure if you haven't used this before if it's your first time using PaintShop Pro, what settings will have. You want the opacity to be 100% for this. Blend mode normal. So you're going to go over here and pick a color. I'm going to pick, where did I have it? Let's pick this red. This is where you can select the colors that you're using. So you go ahead, hold your fill, your what do they call it? The flood fill. Hold it over where you want to flood fill it and click. And voila, we now have red socks. So I'm going to save these. And I actually made a file folder here. That would make these easier to find. Okay, so you call them whatever you want. I'm going to call them 01 because when I do recolors, I usually call the first one 01, the second one 02, etc. Also, you want to make sure you're saving this as a PNG. .dds and .jpeg are also accepted in Sims 4 Studio, but I just prefer to use PNGs. So you're going to go to save. You're going to get this message. Basically what this is telling you is that when you save that in the final image, all these layers are going to be merged together. So you're not going to be able to have these separated. And this is exactly why I uploaded the PSP image and the Photoshop one. So yes, that's okay. So let's go back to Sims 4 Studio. Let's open that up. You're going to go down here, Texture, Diffuse, and now you're going to click under here where it says Import. Now we are going to go find where we just saved that. I saved mine here. And click on that and open. And there we go. There are our red socks. You can scroll in using the right click. You can, kind of look around here, see if that all looks good. All right, excellent. Now, if you want to change the little selection here that you'll see when you're choosing swatches in the game, all you have to do is go over here to this first little square, right-click it, and you're going to get the dropper tool. Bring it down to the sock, wait till it's the color you want, and click. And that's done. You have made a red recolor. So that was super easy, right? Okay, so I thought I could include something that's a little bit more that has, let's do a pattern. Let's do a pattern. Okay, so we have this. We're going to keep that in our package. We're happy with that. We can go ahead and save this just to, in case we, something happens, have it saved. Whoops, and I didn't mean to make two, so let's just make 2 extra. So let's just make that one here. So now when I went to, and I clicked Add Swatch, this is a new recolor. So it's just copying the first one and all the settings and everything from there. So we're just going to be uploading a new file into this. So let's minimize this and let's find a pattern. So I'm going to go to Google here. A wonderful site that you can use is pixabay.com. They are free images, and for the most part, they are public domain. That means you don't have to credit them. You can use them however you want. It does not matter. So an important thing to search for is seamless, and that just means that the pattern on one side matches up perfectly with the other. So if you put the image right next to each other, they'll look like you won't see where they were divided. So we're going to search for seamless pattern, and I had went ahead and found one already. So we're going to search for hearts. And also, you do not need all images. You can go here and you can do vector graphics or illustrations. Those usually work for me. So it's loading up. Okay, this was the one that I selected, so let's click on it. And see here, Creative Commons, free for commercial use, no attribution required. So you can do whatever you want with this, which is awesome. So you're going to go to free download, and I just get the smallest one because you're not going to need a larger one. And download, save it. And now let's go back to our socks. So let's go to our downloads folder here, and we're going to get this, and we're going to drag it into here. And it should open in a new tab. Okay, so there it is. And you can also see the background is transparent, and we're going to use that. I will show you. So first of all, this is going to be really big for the socks. So we're going to resize it. Image, resize, and I have it here at 30. So width, you want to make sure they're linked. Lock aspect ratio, 30%. Okay, that works for this. Now we're going to do Control C to copy. And we're going to go back here. Now, let's zoom out a little bit with the scroll wheel. I'm going to press Control V. And what that does is it pastes a new layer. You see, it's raster 1. That's our new layer. So, first of all, let's correct something. Let's go down to color, because let's make these white socks with the red hearts. So let's go up here on our selection. We're going to select white and color, and we're going to click, and they're going to turn white. And now we're going to go back up to raster 1, and we're going to select the move tool. So now we can zoom in a little. Let's click on these hearts. Come on, hearts. My mouse is not best there. I have to use the one built into the laptop. I imagine your computer won't give you that difficulty, but mine does. So something else that I'm going to do right now is I'm going to show the UV layout. So now we can see exactly where this is going. And it's layered under it, and we're going to get rid of it in a minute anyway, so it's okay. So you can see here I'm lining it up on the top so that it goes over a little, and it's always good to have a little border, if possible, around your the borders there from the UV layout, because as you zoom out on the sim, it'll show it, like from a distance, it might show a little bit further out from the, so you might see some of these colors from there. I don't know how to explain that. But okay, let's go ahead and make the UV layer invisible. So we have the hearts there. Now I'm going to press Control E, and that pastes it into the same layer. So you have the selection there. Now up here on your tools, go down to Selection Tools. And now you're going to move this, and you want to line them up. Whoops. Control Z. That's a very helpful command. That's basically undo. So I just hit Control Z, and it brought me back. And I have to do this differently because my mouse isn't working. Okay. I am using the mouse built into my laptop. All right. So we have it. It's matched up. Now we're going to press Control E again. And you can just move it with the mouse and then click. And there it is. Okay. Now I'm going to press Control D, and that basically unselects everything that you had selected. So now we're going to make these socks so that the hearts are just on the top part. So go back to your UV layout and make it visible. Then you're going to go to Selection. Now make sure, even though your UV layout is visible, that you're actually selecting raster 1. Now let's go down here and let's select where we're going to cut off these hearts. So I think right about, yeah, there. So highlight that, delete. Now, also on the side, you do not want this sticking out. You don't want it going over, because that can mess with other custom content you might have. So highlight that and delete. All right. Now, 15 minutes are almost up on here, and I got free software, so I have to do a part 2 to continue this tutorial. So I'm going to cut this off now, and we will get part 2 started very soon.